Hello. It is the final week. I'm on finals now, and as per tradition, I am a wee bit late. Very stressed about how it's going to go, but not really. It's more of just like the crunch. So, there's a few things to update you on. My D&D character died, and I had to create a new character. And you're like, why are you telling me this? This is not relevant. But there's a point. God used the process of letting go of my old character and creating a new character to kind of prepare me for uh, being asked to transition out of the youth director role at my church because I was not directory enough and not good with I didn't really understand the levels of communication that the church wanted, and they didn't see from me the things they were hoping for in a youth director, which is, I mean, it's fine. They said I weren't really surprised. Those were the things that they knew were my weaknesses going into it, and they're kind of hoping I'd just figure it out, and I didn't. So that was kind of like my character in D&D dying, but I got to go through this exciting process of figuring out what I could do for the church because they're like, we like you, we see that God has uniquely gifted you, we want to be a part of what He might be stirring in your life. So think about some things that you would like to do, and we will meet as an elder board and figure it out and see what would be a good need, meeting a good need that our church has. And so I sent them three options, and then my pastor sent back some questions to get me to think more deeply about things, and then I decided to focus on one of them and did a lot more research, sat down and just brainstormed a whole lot to try to figure out what is the best way to articulate it in the different subtopics so that I could send back to them something that they can evaluate in the elder board and figure out what they wanted to do. In the meantime, while I was waiting for their response, I decided, well, it is highly likely this new role won't be paid, and I miss teaching some lessons. So I dropped off like 12 resumes across Denver and got a job at this place called Little Kickers. So I'll be teaching swimming again, and I'm so excited. And I've already seen, like, I've subbed for a couple people and, like, going through just getting to know their processes and procedures and so on. And I've kind of realized that an area I'd like to grow in once I get used to their facilities, potentially having a role of training new instructors on how to be better instructors. So pray that this summer session goes well and that I can get the raise, but also maybe potentially propose this role to them and see if that's in a way I can grow in my work. I left you in suspense. The new role, or my new character, this like beautiful metaphor that God used to prepare me for this, at my church is crisis team lead. Like, our church doesn't currently have a ministry inside of it to help people in crisis. So that would be people with like mental disorder or addiction problems or homelessness. So there's a lot that's in Denver that offers help for certain areas. And so part of my role initially will be just visiting different places, making a comprehensive list of what resources are out there, what's the best ministry for this, go and meet the people, form a relationship. That way we can either send people to a ministry that we know or a nonprofit that we know is good, or figure out kind of what would be a need that's not being met that we could have at our church, and just kind of build the general, prepare the church, kind of like for training and preparing the church for, I keep getting texts, for how to be ready for people in those types of situations and how to love them well and disciple them. And so I'm really excited. I don't really know what it's going to look like, but my greater vision for it is to potentially map out how I prepare a church for this and keep track of how, like, I train the team, different training that the church will pay for me to do so that I can be better equipped for it, and being able to find a good formula, or at least baseline formula, of how to prepare churches for making a crisis team and the steps to go about that. Like what is the most effective way to find the different ministries, nonprofits, government organizations in your city or area that already provide certain needs for the community, and then how to find your place within it. And I'm hoping I have a vision and it's perfect in my mind, but the actual execution might be a thing on its own. But I'm really excited. I think this fits more into the kind of stuff that I am interested in and the people that I typically do ministry with. And so be praying for me as I begin this process. It'll begin volunteer. It might get paid later, but I'm in this place where I'm like, I don't care if it's paid or not. I'm just going to get to do something that I actually have this spark inside of myself to do. So yeah, if you guys know anything about this topic and you want to help me out, please feel free to send me information. Side note, I'm running out of time, but so I'm taking one summer class. I decided to audit it because it doesn't actually help towards my degree, and it's addictions and counseling, so an audit is like a quarter of the price of a class. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to get the textbooks and do the reading beforehand because I'm going to be working during that class, and I just knew that why make it harder for myself? I just want the information for me and for the ministry that I'm trying to build. Next semester, I'm registered currently for training and mentoring Hebrew 1. So this is going to be my test to see if I'm going to do an MDiv. I'm really leaning towards that. So just continue to be praying for that for me. Old Testament 5:12, so that's something in prophets. I'm blanking on what it is, but the second half basically, because I did the beginning. And then leadership class, it's strategy of leadership, strategy. I should have written down the names. I just wrote down Old Testament leadership Hebrew. So there you go. And then that's a lot. So I'm just going to leave you guys with that. I love you. I miss you. I think about you guys. This break has been a lot harder. I'm really looking forward to being home in July, the 11th through the 19th. It'll be really nice to be there. So please message me ahead of time if there is time that you would like to get together with me so I can figure out what my schedule will be. I think doing things without planning means that I won't get to see people. So please let me know. All right, love you. Wish me luck. Pray for me during finals. Bye.